For many of you who are watching, if you go very deeply within yourselves, you could discover a Sigma person. You also need to be aware that ladies interact with male Sigma males in a manner that is distinct from how they interact with other men. This is something that I've talked about in the past in relation to other movies, but women have very specific standards for the various types of men. And males in Sigma don't always have a hard time getting away with activities that involve girls. The majority of you who are observing have the potential to find a Sigma individual within yourself if you look very deeply. You also need to be aware that the way in which women connect with male Sigma males differs from the way in which they interact with other men. This is something you need to be aware of. In the past, while referring to other films, I've mentioned that women have very certain expectations for the many different categories of males, but this is something that bears repeating. Men in Sigma don't always have a hard time slipping away with actions that involve ladies. Sometimes they even get away with it. Consequently, if this depicts the kind of man that you are, then having stated that, let's get things straight. 1. Submission. If you are looking for an indication that women view you as a Sigma, the most obvious clue is that you behave in a submissive manner. If you are looking for this sign, there is no need to go any further. You have to realize that when a female is in the company of a Sigma male, she truly does not have any choice but to surrender herself because she has no other option. And while she is under the influence of this spell, she will engage in behaviors such as staring at you with her eyes completely white. And without even realizing it, she will put her body in a variety of poses that are traditionally used by women to draw the attention of males. Now, the fact of the matter is that the majority of Sigma males find themselves more attracted to girls whom they perceive to have values that are more aligned with their own. These are the young ladies who, by virtue of their membership in Sigma, have extraordinary intelligence, a high sense of self-confidence, and an innate capacity for wonder. Now, the type of female who is really dull, shallow, and has little intelligence is the type of lady that bores a Sigma male more than anything else. This is the type of girl that a Sigma male finds most uninteresting. This is due to the fact that Sigma males tend to gravitate toward girls of this particular kind. You see, the thing about submission is that when a girl fully allows you to lead the interaction with her, this is a behavior that girls only reserve for the men who they feel extreme attraction to or the men whom they view to be within the top 1 to 10% of the human population. You see, the thing about submission is that when a girl fully allows you to lead the interaction with her, it is a behavior that girls only reserve for the men to who they feel extreme attraction or the men who this is the catch with the concept of submitting. You have to understand that the key to submission is when a woman gives you complete control over the relationship that you have with her. This is the essential element of submission. If you do happen to spot you may be able to pick up on unconscious indicators of submission, such as her lowering her head down in a way that she would do while snapping a selfie for Instagram, or you may notice that she plays with her hair a lot, or you may see that her body language is contracting rather than expanding. All of these characteristics point to the fact that a female is displaying submissive behavior, which may just be an expression of how she truly feels. If she is acting in this manner when you are nearby, it seems as though she is in the company of a Sigma male. 2. Pursuing. The terrible truth for the lowest 80 to 90% of males is that women almost never pursue them as a romantic interest. On the other hand, if a woman sees you as a Sigma male or if she is overcome with an intense and difficult to resist attraction to you, she will be the one to initiate contact with you rather than the other way around. You see, real Sigma guys who are genuinely highly valuable, like men who have a lot of worth. Because of this, the feeling that a female gets when she is in the company of a boy like him may practically be described as intoxicating. Never forget that women are primarily emotional creatures, which simply means that they have a tendency to be more sensitive and emotional than men, which simply means that whenever they do feel emotions, these feelings tend to be felt significantly more strongly, and they tend to be significantly more difficult to control than they would be for men on average. Never forget that women are primarily emotional creatures. And the way that they are formed in this fashion cannot be altered in any way because there is no means to do so. Because if they were in any manner distinct from one another, they wouldn't be able to offer adequate care for children. In keeping with their custom, Sigma males by their very nature never chase after the girls, and this is what makes them inherently so attractive and worth pursuing in the eyes of the vast majority of girls. It is really difficult for most girls not to pursue a man who is able to stir up their emotions so powerfully, such as the way that a Sigma male can see, since Sigma males by their very nature never chase after girls. it is really difficult for most girls not to pursue a man who is able to see St. Sigma males by their attraction. Now, if after the vast majority of your encounters with girls, you discover that these start following up with you in such a persistent manner that you could end up changing your number, then you, my buddy, belong to the Sigma masculine gender. Women, in a society where there are so many men with feeble minds, find the presence of a Sigma male to be physically irresistible. And when viewed from this angle, it is simple to comprehend why women would go totally bananas for a man of this level. He possesses all the qualities that make women go weak in the knees. 3. Sigma effect. When females are in the company of genuine Sigma males, a peculiar phenomenon takes place that I like to refer to as the Sigma effect. In other words, ladies become more attracted to authentic Sigma males. And what ends up occurring is that the girl enters a condition that is very similar to that of a transgender person, and while she is in this state, she will look at you and speak to you as though you are the only person in the entire world. She will chat with you as though there is nothing else going on in the world. And when it comes to guys, the situation is exactly the same. The presence of anything that we would rate as a 10 in terms of its outward appearance. The Sigma effect is a really genuine phenomenon, yet it is impossible to bring it about by relying just on one's outward appearance. The vast majority of males are completely unaware of this fact, yet a girl's appearance is not the primary factor that draws a guy to her at all. On the other hand, it is self-assurance. Furthermore, self-assurance is essentially the same thing as strength in another guise. And because every single S-signal male is definitely oozing with confidence, even if they aren't very willing to openly exhibit it, the majority of young women discover that they are utterly inebriated. They're in the company of a man of such caliber. If you start a conversation with a woman and immediately notice that she is shaking uncontrollably and her gaze is fixed on you in such a manner that you get the impression that you are the last guy left on the face of the earth, there is a very strong possibility that she considers you to be a Sigma male. If you start a conversation with a woman and immediately notice that she is shaking uncontrollably and her gaze is fixed on you in such a manner that you get the impression that you are well aware that guys who fulfill these descriptions are provided with a far more favorable treatment than the normal man. 4. Time. There are a lot of guys out there who think it's unfair that most girls pay them so little attention and spend so little time with them. And this is because women have a tendency to only offer their time and attention to guys whom they consider to be of great value or men whom they consider to be exceptionally handsome, such as men who are ranked in the top 10% of eligible bachelors. Now the bottom 90% of males are often the ones left fighting amongst themselves like dogs. The food that was knocked over now resides on the table. Believe me when I say that when females perceive you as a Sigma, they will make time for you. This is something you can bank on. If you text a lady and she responds that she's available pretty much any and every time you text her, you can be confident that in her eyes, you are not only a Sigma male but also a high-value guy who is among the top 10% of men. Of males. What a lot of the guys out there have failed to grasp is the fact that each and every one of the girls out there have plenty of time on her hands. The majority of young women spend their days doing nothing more productive than vegging out in front of the television and watching reruns of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. They are hoping that one day, the ideal man will come along and sweep them off their feet. You have to understand that ladies are really skilled at creating the impression that they are too busy for you, but they will only do this to guys who do not fit the profile of Sigma or Alpha males. And in the event that you are that which we refer to as a Sigma male, when you chat with girls, you will find that they are willing to make time for you at any moment. If they are not doing this for you now, you should keep working on it because soon females will give you all the time in the world. This is true even if they are not doing it for you right now. 5. Vocal inflections. Now, one of the ways that female Sigma males differ from one another in their treatment of male Sigma males has to do with a technique that's known as vocal inflections. Now, what this indicates is that when a woman is speaking regularly, her voice will sound in the middle ground between being too high or too low. However, the tone of a girl's voice will truly alter when she is in the company of a guy whom she considers to be of great value and domineering, such as a Sigma male. And what you'll normally pick up on are the inflections that happen at the conclusion of each phrase, which is really simply a shift in the pitch of her voice, which is typically an upward change. Now, a lot of young women, when they are in the company of a man whom they find extremely attractive, will unconsciously change the pitch of their voice so that the pitch remains high, not just at the end of each sentence, but for the entire duration of what they are saying. This is because they want to sound more like the man. The thing that they are suggesting, and what is actually taking place here, is that the female is attempting to make herself appear more feminine or to make herself appear more submissive, and hence more desirable. Now, it's kind of like how guys automatically lower the pitch of their voices when they're around a lady they like because of a lower. The reason for this is because a deeper tone indicates the presence of testosterone, which is the kind of thing that ladies find extremely attractive in men and the kind of thing that they are seeking in a man. Deeper tones are a symptom of the existence of testosterone. These are 5 ways in which ladies interact differently with Sigma males, but they are also things like unconscious cues that girls give out when they are near a man who excites them, if you will. Therefore, if you are not recognizing these indicators while you are dealing with ladies, it may simply indicate that they do not necessarily regard you as a real Sigma male, and it may therefore be time to dig a bit deeper and unlock the dormant potential. You've been carrying it around within you the whole time.
Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And do share with your friends so we may continue to create them. To see more videos like this, subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Additionally, make sure to check out our other videos. Thank you for watching.